What's up, everyone? Mike here with another video, and this is going to be kind of a down and dirty, quick, no BS review on the OnePlus Open. Now, obviously, you can see I've got the case on it, but I'm going to start this off with just kind of talking about what I like about this. And as you can see, this is the Zfold 5. This is the Pixel Fold, and of course, this is the OnePlus Open. You can kind of see these. And just for reference, I've got the Surface Duo 2 here as well. But in 2024 here in the States, currently, this is pretty much your options if you want a foldable in the States. But let's continue on with this. As you can see, I've got the included case with this on right now. Not the best case, but not the worst. And the good thing is that it's a free case. But right off the bat, the good things is definitely the hardware on this. I mean, you open this thing up and I really cannot see the crease when I look at this straight on. Now, the way the lights hits it, you may be able to see it, but as I sit here, I can definitely see the crease on the Fold 5 and on the Pixel, but on this, I cannot. And even if I off-tilt it, it's kind of ridiculous how good they did with the crease. So as far as the hardware of this, they absolutely nailed it. It's got, of course, the wider front display. But if you compare the outer display to the Zfold 5, you can see that it's definitely quite a bit wider on the OnePlus, which I like. It's a good thing. Now, as far as the height, it is fairly similar on the height. But again, having that extra width is actually pretty dang good. And then if you look over at the Pixel Fold, it is definitely the short, squattier one of the bunch, but this is actually my favorite one when it comes to the outer display. So, but continuing on, like I said, outer display, I think it's a great design. The weight, the thickness, they nailed it. I don't know how I feel about the camera disc. I do like how it looks definitely distinctive. So it kind of separates itself from the others where they're kind of boring. I do like the way that looks on the Pixel, but other than that, like I said, it's thin, it's light. The hinge is fantastic. Build quality is definitely awesome. Screen gets plenty bright. I really have zero complaints about the hardware. And I will say, testing the camera, it seems to be kind of on par with the Pixel. A little bit better, in my opinion, than the Z Fold. But to be honest with you, all three of these take great pictures. But if I had to pick a favorite, I would say it would be the Pixel, followed by the OnePlus, followed by the Z Fold when it comes to picture quality. So let me open this back up so we've got our references. But obviously you can see how the different form factors look when they're open. Now, if you put them in landscape, then they're pretty much all very similar in their sizes. The biggest display is obviously here on the OnePlus. And like I said, I've got no issues whatsoever with this as far as the hardware. So next, real quick, I want to talk about the software on this. This is obviously running Oxygen OS. This currently has Android 14 on it, which is good. It got it recently, but I will say that I've noticed some issues with the software. I mean, besides the issues off the bat, it's fast, fluid, and I don't mind how it looks. And OnePlus is actually surprisingly customizable, and it reminds me of a cross between the Pixel software and Samsung's, because of course you've got an edge panel you can add, which I think is fantastic. I like that quite a bit. So it definitely took some cues from Samsung. But if everything would work on here as it should, then I would definitely pick this as my top device of these three, hands down. I've noticed some software bugs that are really annoying. The first one I'll show you is it gives you the option to create app pairs, but yet it does not let me actually save it, which is kind of annoying. So for instance, let's open up YouTube, and if I want to take Twitter, grab it up here. Boom, I got an app pair. It worked how it should. Looks good. That's exactly what I want. Now if I go over here to save as an app group, I hit it. Now, I should have an app group on my homepage, and it is nowhere to be found. And I tried doing the Be Nice app as well, and it didn't work on here. But I've got the app group here in my recents, and it works, but there's no way to save it. So as soon as I open other stuff, it will not save it. So I think maybe that's something that got broke with Android 14. Maybe it worked under 13. I don't know, but it just won't work. Obviously, you can do it on the Zfold, and I can do it on here if I use the Be Nice app, which, you know, works as it should, which is fantastic. Boom. So I like that. Which brings me to the next glitch that I've experienced is certain apps just won't scale properly when they will on my other devices. So as you can see, I've got the stopwatch, then I've got the Google app open, and that's what I want. So when I train, I like to be able to see my stopwatch, see my heart rate. But if I do it here on the Zfold, which I've also got an app pair saved that I can't do on this, let's see, it brings it up, boom, same thing. It's what I want, it works, so I can do it. But if I try and do the same thing here, so let's see, I open my clock, and one of the other things I like is the 2-finger swipe. Now I pick my, if I can find it, my Garmin, it won't scale correctly. So certain apps, I noticed this is one of them, Facebook is another, where it'll let me do this, where if I want to just jump to the two apps, but it won't let me, you know, size it up like it would on my other devices. So I think that's kind of a glitch, or maybe it's not, but I can do it on my other two devices just fine, but I can't do it on this. And like I said, the more I've used this, the more apps I've found that won't scale properly like this, and I don't like that at all. Bugs the crap out of me. But so those are kind of some of the glitches with the software I've found. Not huge, but at the same time, when it's things that I do on a regular that I really want to keep doing, it's quite bothersome. But as you can see, everything else, the UI looks good. I don't mind that I can't set up a separate home screen on the outer like you can on the Zfold, because I kind of got used to it on the Pixel. I tried to set it up kind of like I have my Pixel set up, as you can see, which, you know, works pretty nice. I like it. So continuing with the software, those are the bugs that I've experienced that I'm not a fan of. So other than the bugs, you know, I kind of like the software. I like the UI. I like the way it looks. I mean, it's functional, it's fast. If it just didn't have those glitches, which are kind of bugging me a lot. All right, so moving on. So like I said, this is kind of a quick, fast, down and dirty. You've seen all the reviews on this. This thing has been out for quite a while. You can see all the picture samples, picture comparisons, but in my mind, if I had to pick the best camera, like I already said, I would pick the Pixel. Maybe even a tie between the Pixel and this, because I think they both take great pictures. Hardware-wise, this definitely has a much better camera in the hardware department than the other two. So, but like I said, any one of these, you're going to get good pictures. With this and with the Pixel, you can actually get some great pictures. So, but if I had to pick just one camera to take out with me, I'd probably have to flip a coin between this and the Pixel, to be honest with you. But camera on this looks really good. So moving on to battery life on this. Obviously, this does not have wireless charging, which both of these do have. And for me, that's kind of a big con. I have so many wireless chargers laying around. I just don't like using wired charging. It's just easier to set this on a stand, pick it up, and forget about it. So battery life, though, is pretty good. I'll say it's on par with the other two devices, really. A lot of reviews have said that the battery life on this was far superior, but honestly, to me, they all seem about the same, at least for my usage. So I can't pick a clear winner out of these if I had to. But battery life's pretty good. I mean, it works for me. And even though it doesn't have the wireless charging, the wired charging on this charges super fast. I mean, you can pretty much go 0 to 100 in under an hour on this, which is pretty daggum impressive. But me, I like to charge my devices at night, so I don't really care about it as much. I'll just set it on the wireless charger, let it go, and boom, I wake up and I got a full battery. So I don't necessarily care how fast it charges when I have wireless charging, just for the convenience. But if you're into that, this thing will definitely charge way faster than these other two devices. But having said all of that, I am probably going to return this just because I got this for a good price on the OnePlus website. That was with the condition that I trade this in for $1,150, and plus the other trades, I was able to get this for under $500, which I think is pretty dang good. But in my opinion, I don't know that it's worth it. If the software glitches were not there that I talked about, then I would definitely keep this and turn this in. But I just can't see myself trading this in for this when it's a worse product when it comes to the software. Hardware, I think it is definitely better as far as having the bigger outside display, and the weight and everything is just better than this, with the exception of the wireless charging, in my opinion. But with the software, the usability, it just bugs me enough where I would rather stick with one of these two than this, just because out of the bunch right now, this is actually the glitchiest when it comes to software. The best by far is the Zfold, followed by the Pixel, and then this. But really, that's kind of what has me wanting to return this thing. So I got a few more days to decide to sleep on it. If I keep it, then I'm going to have to send this in or pay full price for this, which I'm not going to do. So I'm most likely going to return this and keep my Z Fold 5 and see what the Z Fold 6 has to offer in the future. But that's just kind of a quick ramble about the OnePlus. Like I said, I think for a first attempt, they knocked it out of the park. I mean, this thing, hardware-wise, is fantastic. It's light, it's thin. The crease is just, I don't know what voodoo they did for the crease, but the crease is just basically not there. Obviously from the side, you'll be able to see it, but looking straight on, you just don't see it. So they did a fantastic job with the build quality of this thing, in my opinion. But I think the software needs a little more help, but I'm not willing to kind of wait around for it to improve when I've got two other devices that are, I would say, more stable than this. Maybe not as many features on the Pixel, but still, that's where I'm at with this device. So anyways, that was more of a ramble, but if you have any questions on this, anything you want to know or see, let me know, and I will drop it in the comments below, and I'll try and read it and answer it. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching.